Hello there. What's going on, everybody? We're going to talk today a little bit about the X-Wing organized play, promos, alternate arts, prizes, all kinds of things that are coming for X-Wing 2nd edition. Now that it has been released, it's now fully out. It's been out for a little while now, but they give us a big preview of a lot of the alternate art and things that you can win in some of the upcoming events. Most notably here are different charge tokens, which are probably the least impressive out of everything. But they're kind of grouped by different categories. So first thing is I'm going to talk about the giveaway that's going on right now, which is the winner should be announced in a few more days. So you still have a little bit of time left to win, enter to win a gift card for an expansion of your choice in the form of a $25 Cool Stuff gift card. And all it takes to enter that is become a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. So let's go ahead and jump in. Basically, they're going to be giving us some new, you can get new promos for quick build cards, for quick build tournaments, which is pretty cool. And these are there's some of the events that they're having coming up. And quick build's actually, you know, it's all right. I think these are nice just for the alternate art. I'm not super crazy about running quick build events all the time, although I think there's an advantage to that because you don't have to, especially with these cards, you know, you don't have to pull out all your upgrade cards if you just want to play real quick. I like the idea. I wish the quick build cards as a whole had the descriptions of everything on here so you could just read, so you don't have to, like, oh, what exactly is the exact wording on stealth device again? Is that if you take damage or if you get hit? Because, you know, little things like confusion from X-Wing 1.0 over to X-Wing 2.0, stealth device is slightly different now. And, you know, so things like that are actually going to be helpful. So I really like the format of these new quick build cards. Not a super big fan of the original quick build card formats, especially, you know, like they're kind of like this. It doesn't tell you what everything does. It just tells you the cards that are on there. So, you know, that's great, but you still kind of have to pull out all the upgrade cards. With these, you know, you have everything printed on there, so you don't have to pull out all the text for the cards. So that's great. Like that. In addition to liking this, these are all new quick builds. Like, you already have a Thane Kyrell quick build card, but this is a totally different version. So, totally different upgrades, which is cool. And again, quick builds can break the rules. I think they have acknowledged that, and I think they're coming to terms with, hey, quick builds can break the rules. Look at this Skull Squadron pilot. You know, we know that these guys can't take the mod slot, but this one's got a mod slot also. They're owning it and they're saying, yes, quick builds can be a whole different version. That's fine. And I think that's great. You know, as long as everybody understands. I think there was some confusion on quick build cards allowing ships to break the rules. And, you know, especially in the case of the Fang Fighter being able to take mods. And they're just going all in on this. I'm like, yes, quick builds can totally break the rules. Especially in the case of Iden Versio, where, yes, that's a proton torpedo on Iden Versio. A TIE fighter with proton torpedoes. I think it's so cool. I think it's so cool. Oh, by the way, yes, she also gains the target lock action. She can also target lock. It's hilarious. I mean, it's cool, and I'm down with it. I like it. But yes, this is not just, it's, you know, you might look at this and be like, wait, how's she gonna get the target lock? You know, and it's at the bottom. It's underneath Lone Wolf. It's like a little, it's almost like it was added as an afterthought. Like my prediction, like if I'm guessing here, I'm gonna guess that somebody was making this, and right before they hit print, they said, hold on, how's Iden Versio gonna fire those proton torpedoes? And like, oh, we better give her a target lock also, and they put it down in the bottom right corner. It's just awesome. So I like this. I think this one's actually one of the most, one of the funniest ones that we've seen yet because of that. Because proton torpedoes is most unlike the other quick builds that we've seen. Like, you know, the most out of the box thinking right here. I love it. Let's see more of this stuff. This is the type of thing that could actually make me want to play more quick build events, especially if they do more with all the wording written right on the card. I like the idea of not having to dig through upgrades, and it's also easier when you're done playing. It's easier to pack up and move to the next event. If they do a lot more of these, I'd be more inclined to do quick build events as opposed to like constructed events. So that's kind of cool. Additionally, they can do thematic lists. They're talking about like a Death Star, a Battle of Yavin tournament, and having some promo cards to match up to that. Now these are back. These are not quick builds. They're back. These are back to just normal promos. Some Black Squadron Ace, and there's a R2D2. Okay, you know, we're reusing some art. That's all right. So these are just for the Battle of Yavin. Now, what is a Battle of Yavin tournament? Well, that's pretty much, if you go into the app, you can do custom formats, and you can basically restrict. And they're just basically, people have done this all along. People have always had like tournaments. I've seen like duos tournaments where you team up with somebody else against like partners, and you strategize about the list. I've seen small ship only tournaments. I've seen all kinds of specific extra rules to tournaments, and through the app you can make your own custom format. And one of the formats that you can make, and they're talking about doing right now, is like basically a Battle of Yavin. So the restriction is X-Wings, Y-Wings, TIEs, and TIE Advanced. It's basically the ships that we've seen at the Battle of Yavin. I do want to point out, Millennium Falcon was at the Battle of Yavin. Probably ought to be included in that. And from a certain point of view, I guess you could say that U-Wings were as well. I don't know. I don't know how many were left on the planet. Maybe they all got destroyed at Scarif. I don't know how many were left. But yeah, the Millennium Falcon was certainly there. So I think they should allow the Millennium Falcon at a Battle of Yavin. But for balance purposes, maybe it's not there. Either way, that's still pretty cool. And then there's some other promos for the other tournaments and the OP kit that'll be coming out. You've got your alternate art Bounty Hunter, so that one's pretty cool. And your alternate art Gray Squadron Bomber. Lots of really cool alternate art stuff. We got a token. You get your seismic charge token there too. And and then for your top tier prizes, these images don't really do it justice. But if you've seen, I've given away some promos in the past of these double-sided cards that are really nice, and I don't have any here. But basically, these are like, they call them spot glosses. It says plastic, but it looks to me like it's the spot gloss, where it's going to be a double-sided, one Gray Squadron on one side, Bounty Hunter on the other side, and it's like a dull plastic, but the ship is all real shiny. So when you look at it, the light hits it a certain way. These are really, really fancy. So if you are in the if you want to show up somewhere and really impress people, these are the ones that you're going to want. And so you'll have to do pretty well, to win those. Since we're talking about art too, I do and then of course the movement tools. The funny thing is, I've been playing X-Wing for a long time, and I'm one of the only people I know that still uses original cardboard tokens and upgrades. I think that's just hilarious. But yeah, so there's I think that's about all the X-Wing prizes. And as an entry, there's also the proton torpedoes. Oh, not bad, not bad. Destiny actually also dropped some new stuff, and the reason I'm talking about this is we're talking about art, and I think it's cool because I wanted to add one more thing, because I don't really cover Destiny that much anymore, and I've kind of fallen out of Destiny. I'm much more interested in Keyforge, because I think the format of Destiny, without trying to go too much on it, I don't like that mill or discard is a core concept of Destiny, and I feel like taking my ability to play the game away from me by making me discard all the cards in my hand creates a negative play experience. And that's one of the two primary ways to win games in Destiny. So as much as I liked the idea of Destiny, it ended up just being too negative, and not fun for me. Oh, it has the potential to be fun, but the way the competitive decks were, I found them not to be fun. But in a new expansion for or a new preview for the next expansion, there's a lot of new Darth Vader cards, and it's kind of cool that they're doing more Darth Vader art for one, and that there's more Darth Vader cards coming out, because Darth Vader's awesome, no doubt. But what I really, really like is this one right here, Fear and Dead Men. Not because of the card text, but because the name. Okay, so this goes back to the Darth Vader Vader Down series from the comic books. Now, I'm not up to speed on all of the comic books, but this was from one of the most epic scenes ever, where basically Vader got crashed into, and like nobody could take down his TIE Advanced. It was like Rebels tried to basically set up an ambush and kill Vader. Okay, and they couldn't. You know, they took a major force against just his TIE Advanced, and he was like something. I believe it was like right after he had a meeting with Dr. Aphra or something like that. Which also, there's been so much more Aphra stuff. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we're going to see the Archangel in X-Wing at some point. Also, because I mean, we've already got BT and 000, so it's, you know, it's like, okay, you pulled everything else from the Dr. Aphra comic. I'm sure that's got to be coming, which will be an amazing model, I'm sure. But basically, Vader, the only way they can take Vader down is they have to just start kamikazing him. So an X-Wing crash, I think it's Luke's X-Wing, kind of like crashes into X-Wing, Vader's TIE Advance. He crashes down on the planet, and all the rebels surround him. All of them. Like the entire rebellion. It's not literally the entire rebellion, because then there would have been no more Star Wars movies. But like every rebel they have on this planet. And so it's like hundreds and hundreds of guys are all surrounding him, and they're like, we've got him, we've got him. He's like, you don't have me. All I'm surrounded by is fear and dead men. And then he ignites his lightsaber and proceeds to just kill every one of them. And what, if it were on screen, if it were a movie, would have been like one of those classic 80s Ninja Turtles fighting the Foot Clan, where the bad guys attack one at a time, and I could just see each rebel going up to Vader one at a time trying to... It was a great scene, and if you get the comics, it's actually a beautiful scene. I just like to see them pulling really, really great stuff out of the comics, and this is a great scene. So not exactly related to X-Wing, but yes. So a lot of cool stuff comes for X-Wing anyway. I'm really a bigger fan of the alternate art cards, especially Iden Versio with the Proton Torpedo. And again, this is just great art on all of these cards. I love the art. They do reuse a lot. I've started playing the RPG recently. I picked up a couple of Force and Destiny books, and those are filled with amazing art. So it's just like, that's one of the things, like, as good as these games are, I think it's very easy to overlook the incredible art that goes into producing these games. So big thanks to all those artists out there that are producing absolute top-notch quality art for these games. I thank you guys very much. And so if you see an artist, buy them a cup of coffee or something like that, because they're making great stuff, and it enriches our entire world. So thank you to all those artists out there. With that being said, that's about all I got to talk about for today. So I have a lot of very, very, very cool stuff coming for you guys in the very near future. So stay tuned. There's some things I don't want to just spoil quite just yet, but if you like tabletop gaming, I have some very, 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 very cool stuff coming soon. So stay tuned for amazing videos coming up, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and maybe even this week. That's about all I got. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to check out Crabbok.com, hop in my Discord, and say hi over there as well. Big thanks to my patrons on Patreon. You guys are awesome. And there is still that giveaway going on right now. So check that out and leave a comment on there if you haven't already. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.